On April 30th, 1970, President Nixon announced American troops would be moving into Cambodia. He told America, "We take these actions not for the purpose of expanding the war into Cambodia, but for the purpose of ending the war in Vietnam, and winning the just peace that we all desire." While a few thought this was necessary to end the war and obtain peace, many, on the other hand, thought this just meant the war was going to grow. On May 2nd, around 8 p.m., Kent State University students held an anti-war rally. About 300 students gathered in the grassy area of Kent State University called the Commons. Anti-war speeches were given, and the students proceeded to march around campus, gaining numbers. They soon surrounded the ROTC building, which was scheduled to soon be demolished. The students broke windows and doors, and some started setting fires to the building. The firemen fought hard to control the fire. In the first 2 weeks of May, over 30 ROTC buildings were burned across the U.S. in protest against the war. The National Guard came in fully armed, and they interrogated many students, yet they didn't find the names of the people who had set the fire. On May 3rd, it was a quiet day on the campus of Kent State University. Even though the campus had been invaded by the National Guard, it was a relatively normal day. That day, however, the governor of Ohio gave a speech stating, "Demonstrations at Kent were the handiwork of a highly organized band of revolutionaries who were out to destroy higher education in Ohio." But they were just students voicing their opinions and beliefs. The governor also declared the protesters were the worst type of people we harbor in America, worse than the brown shirts and the communist element. We will use whatever force necessary to drive them out of Kent. He also gave the National Guard permission to shoot if things got out of control. The following day, in the late morning, about 1,500 students gathered to protest Nixon's choice to go into Cambodia. The students were told to disperse immediately, but they responded with anti-war cheers and refused. The guards started throwing tear gas into a nearby group of students, and in response, the students threw rocks back. Still refusing to disperse, as they had the right to engage in demonstration, the guards advanced. The following day, in the late morning, about 1,500 students gathered to protest Nixon's choice to go into Cambodia. The students were told to disperse immediately, but they responded with anti-war cheers and refused. The guards started throwing tear gas into a nearby group of students. Still refusing to disperse, as they had the right to engage in demonstration, the guards advanced. Remembering the night before, the students quickly dispersed. As the guards started to retreat, many students started to walk to their next class. As the guards reached the top of the hill, they turned around, lifted their guns, and at the command to fire, they did so. 67 shots were fired in 13 seconds, leaving 4 young students dead